So let's get into we're going to get down into our spoilerish review, or actually our spoiler review
Yes.
of Split by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes.
So usually when we start off our reviews, we always do the Rotten Tomatoes shit, and we've had our rants and raves about Rotten Tomatoes. You'll probably hear in our intro about something going on again with Rotten Tomatoes and other scoring systems.
Correct.
So we may have a discussion about that. But right now, Rotten Tomatoes currently has Split sitting at a 75% and a fan score. I just had this thing up like 5 minutes ago, and it said 80% for the fans, and now I brought it back up, and now it says 79. It's like someone changed their fucking mind right in the middle of our review.
People are watching it right now.
Yeah.
Because it just came out.
Yeah, maybe, and now it's down to 79. Well, it was at 80. I swear, like 5 minutes ago, it was at 80%, and it's at a critic rating of 75. The critic consensus for Split serves as a dramatic tour de force for James McAvoy in multiple roles, and finds writer-director M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong returning resoundingly to thrilling form. Which just seems like a very nice critic consensus, despite the fact that it has a 75%, even though it's fresh still. And you go down to their quick, through all their ads and shit that you have to try to scroll through and try to figure out what the fuck is going on. They only have one positive rating on their little quick form, and then the rest are all negative.
Damn. And he's like scrolling, and there's got to be like, what, 6 or 7?
Yeah.
Just negative ones?
Yeah, and they have one positive one
Wow.
there that that's the ones they're showing off right off the bat.
Yeah, they're not trying to sway you one way or another with that. Not at all.
Not at all. And most of these guys, they don't really have a reason why this movie is bad.
Yeah.
And other than they keep saying it's very generic. Don't know.
I don't.
Don't know. They say it's generic, but it seems like a lot of their hatred towards M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
So it seems like to be this reactionary thing, like he's not good. He's a shitty director. Blah blah blah. I really don't care. I didn't really have this hatred towards M. Night Shyamalan at all.
Me neither.
I really didn't like The Signs. That's the only one that I ever cared about, was that people say The Signs is good and it's not. That's the only
Right.
one that I really ever cared about.
Yeah.
But the ones that people say are bad, and the ones that people say are good most of the time with him.
Yeah.
So, but it seems like a lot of these critics are just wanting to M. Night Shyamalan hate because that's the cool thing to do.
Yep.
So that's what it seems like
Sounds
a lot of
about
their
right.
little reviews are doing. So let's get into our. What do you have?
Oh, the only thing I had was IMDb gives it 7.4 out of 10. So surprisingly, Rotten Tomatoes is right in line. Mm-hmm. And then I think on Vudu they have their
M. Night Shyamalan hate is even.
Yeah, exactly. On Vudu they have their scoring system right next to the Rotten Tomatoes system, which does not make any sense at all. But I want to say was a 4 out of 5 stars. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A quick little factoid before we get right into the heart of the review. M. Night Shyamalan had when he first started showing these, because they showed him really early, even though this movie came out January 20th of 2017, it was being screened like in November of 2016.
Okay.
And a lot of people had really early reviews of it, and he was there for a lot of the screenings, and he was having kind of like, not a questionnaire necessarily, but he would go up there and give some information about the movie and
That's
what
cool.
he thought about the characters. And one of the things that was brought up was that he actually had this character conceived way back in the day of Unbreakable.
Wow.
And spoiler,
Yeah.
that's the twist at the
Yes.
end. I can immediately go into the twist now of that this movie is tied into the Unbreakable.
Which
so we
is
have
so awesome.
So we have the M. Night Shyamalan verse.
Yeah. Exactly.
So who knows?
Everyone's building a superhero
Maybe
verse.
maybe Marky Mark will be in this now.
Yeah.
Maybe the Plants is the other
Oh,
villain.
fuck.
It's gonna just have Kevin, and James McAvoy with a stick, with one weight. Win, die.
Just blowing.
He's just shaking the stick at
Oh,
people.
my
And so that's the biggest twist to this movie overall. There's still some good twists and some turns to this movie, but that's the big one, that this is part of the M. Night Shyamalan verse now of Unbreakable.
Yes.
So that kind of weird, more like probably the most realistic superhero tone type movie that you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Verse that he did. Now it has a new villain, so
Right.
we don't have the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah, pretty solid villain too.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Some people are already making jokes that like if shotguns don't stop him, I don't know what fucking Bruce Willis is going to be able to do.
Right? Yeah, no kidding.
He might be strong, but I ain't going to do
It might
shit.
be unbreakable, but
Arm wrestling contest, I guess. I don't know.
I'm stronger.
Who can bend how many bars? he was talking about how he had this character actually conceived all the way back in
Wow.
Unbreakable, but he couldn't figure out how to bring him into that.
It sucks that it took, because I think Unbreakable came out in 2000.
Yeah, 2000, 2001, somewhere around there.
so
Yeah.
16, 17 years later.
Right.
We're finally piecing together. So he was the start of all the universes.
Yep. Fuck you, MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck all you motherfuckers. DCU with you, whatever. This is the true man right here. With
exactly. You're all copying him.
the 15-year sequel
Yeah.
or whatever, 16-year sequel.
Right.
But this is going to actually tie in now. So we'll see what happens. He originally had it conceived as the idea of a 3-part sequel. There were supposed to be 3 parts to this.
Wow.
It was Unbreakable, this movie, and then maybe the next one.
Yeah.
But he may expand that, but that was his original thought back then.
Okay.
So
Well, now is perfect timing because I think that's what we're in.
that's the cool thing to do.
Yeah, is build universes and stuff like that. And if he can do it with Unbreakable, was phenomenal. I fucking love that movie.
It's very, very good.
We should do a retro review on
We
that.
might do that.
Yeah,
We might do that.
That'd be fitting if we could do it soon. But yeah, that's a phenomenal movie, and I always hoped for a sequel. But when I saw it, I want to say it was 2005, 2006 maybe. So it was already 6 years after it came out, 5 or
Right.
6 years. So I was like, okay, a sequel's not happening, and here we are.
You were wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. So this is pretty cool. I really like how this ultimately came out. And I hope that it doesn't get too much to his head, and I hope they don't try to go big budget, because this movie's budget was $9 million.
Wow.
$9 million, and it made over $274 million worldwide.
Wow.
That seems to be the key, man. I think a lot of studios and a lot of people don't quite realize it sometimes that, you looked at Deadpool, it was like $40 to $50 million, made over $700 million worldwide.
Right.
And it just seems like that sometimes, that really provokes creativity.
Yeah, and you can tell especially after you reading the budget, you can tell where some of the cuts were made. But I thought it really added to the film. You never see when he transforms into the Beast. You don't see him actually like eating really anything. So he, like the one part where he pulls the girl and he's like eating her stomach.
Yeah.
You just see his shoulder and she's just laying there. When he chews on, I have the characters, so hold please. So when he pulls Casey Cooks, damn it, I could have remembered that name. So when he grabs her, it's in the dark and he starts chewing on her leg. And you don't see any of that. And I actually thought that added to the movie a lot. It's, wasn't a straight gore. We were like, oh, holy shit. There was a lot of suspense and kind of left it up to the imagination. Because when he grabbed Casey Cook, I wasn't really sure what the fuck he was eating. You could tell it's lower body some part, and now I just realized that was an innuendo, but unintentional. He's eating something from the lower body.
He's eating at the Y.
Yeah, so I thought that really added to the movie, and like you said, low budget sometimes is the way to go.
So hopefully the sequel to this, if they're, whatever they plan to do further with this, maybe they're going to build up, more heroes or more villains. I don't know, somehow in this, but hopefully they keep it low and they keep it simple.
Yeah.
You don't need like big action set pieces. Something simple, just as long as, keep Bruce Willis away from water.
Right, yeah.
And just don't give
a swimming pool.
Yeah, and don't give the Beast guy, Kevin's character, or James McAvoy's character, Kevin. Don't give him the Rumpelstiltskin weakness of saying his name. And
yeah, okay. I was trying to think. I noted Beetlejuice.
Oh,
but
if
yeah,
you say his name, he gets stronger.
Right. Beetlejuice? Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
you
Yeah,
say it
yeah,
3
okay.
times. Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
All right. Yeah, thank you. The Rumpelstiltskin is. I knew it was something. I'm like, it's not Beetlejuice, but that's what I noted down anyways.
Fuck it, you'll accept it that it's Beetlejuice.
Exactly.
Motherfucker.
One of the things I was really glad about going into this movie, I thought I was, as I kind of talked about in the non-spoiler, I was expecting sort of like a slasher movie, or maybe like a demon type thing. So I thought that's what he was going to turn into, and I was dreading that. I really was. I was like, please don't let it be corny. Please don't let it be some stupid CGI. or anything.
Yeah, I kind of got worried about that because when somebody was describing the Beast, they're like, I think it was Dennis, the Dennis personality. Because like we said, you meet certain personalities. He's talking about how he's bigger than me, he's taller than me. And I think he even said like he had long fingers and stuff like that. I'm like, I knew that he was going to be transforming into something. I wasn't even sure if they were going to show it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want him to turn into like some fucking demon looking guy.
Yeah. That's what I was expecting. Because he even describes the skin. And for some reason.
Yeah, kind of like, that's right. When you describe the skin, I immediately thought of Croc.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, Croc from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so because of the way he describes it, I can't remember. But yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, he's going to turn into some like werewolf. I don't even know. And pleasantly surprised, like it is just almost like a superhuman. He's veiny as shit,
right?
And he looks a little bit taller, maybe by camera angles or something like that. He just has all these abilities, so it is like a superhuman identity that can tap into all the abilities of the human mind.
He's able to crawl on walls, so that was a little weird. That he was able to somehow crawl on walls, but I had added to the creepiness, really. Because he's able to knock out the lights as she's trying to scope down on him.
I wish they would have cut out the part where he's crawling on, I think it's in the kitchen, and he's crawling on the walls and then on the ceiling, because to me
there was no point to it.
Right, there wasn't at all.
No.
And that was actually one of my notes. Is I was like, well, wait, what? That seems like he's just showing off. It would have been badass if the first time he does it is when he's crawling on the ceiling, knocking out the lights.
Right.
And you're like, oh shit, he can like crawl on the walls and stuff like that. So that would have been awesome. The other part in the kitchen was just fucking
there's
pointless.
a couple of choices to have him do things that I did think were a little weird. I didn't understand why he had to go all the way to the subway station to transform. He had the flowers. I must have missed something. I feel like I'm gonna watch this again.
Yeah,
but there was some kind of there's a reason why he's ordering flowers. I don't know why.
It's one person orders the flowers.
Yeah, Dennis orders the flowers, and then
for
the female personality.
No, I think he does it. Doesn't he do it for Kevin? Because Kevin actually has like a brief thing. The only reason why I know that is at the very end, when he actually comes to his senses, kind of thing. For a brief second or whatever, and he says, "All I remember is sitting on the subway." So
no, he said sitting on a bus.
Oh,
and he thought it was 2014, and it
that's
wasn't.
right. Okay, so it's a different time.
He was several years behind.
That's right. Okay,
he's been out of what they called the light for a while.
Right. Yeah. So I kind of missed that connection a little bit.
I think because what happens is he gets the flowers as Dennis, takes the glasses off, and then all of a sudden, oh, thanks, Dennis. And now he's like, seems to be the female personality.
Okay.
And like, she's walking along holding the flowers, and he's like doing that. Then as she sets the flowers down, then it kind of goes back to Dennis again. And then he goes inside this empty subway car somehow, and then decides to transform. Right. And again, it seemed like to me it was just a thing to show off again, so you could just show him fucking sprinting like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just
back
to the and have the cops and have the cops like, oh, it's just an animal when the German Shepherd is barking at him and shit like that. It is an animal. It's a beast.
Kill the beast.
Well, I kind of felt like that was like a Vince McMahon thing.
Yeah.
It's just an animal. No, it's a beast. Anyway, I truly liked how this movie was set up. There's a couple weird parts that I wish they they really leave a lot of things to be asked, or a lot of things to wonder. Like which personality was technically emailing the psychiatrist.
Yeah, they never elaborate on that, because at first you're thinking when they're starting to introduce, there's Kevin and Barry, who they talk about a little bit. Right. And I think Barry
seems to be the flamboyant gay one or something like that.
And I think he was like the first one of the first ones or something like that. I know Dennis was.
When they go to the computer, this is how they had him numbered though. When he goes to the computer on the personalities, they had the personalities 1 through 23. And,
And
Barry was number 1. And then
Barry was number 1.
Yeah, and then it said Barry 1 next to it. That's what it said. Whether that means anything or not.
Okay, well Kevin is the main person, and maybe that's his first personality. So okay, that would make sense.
So and then it kind of just whether or not that numbering system actually meant anything to which
it probably does.
When the personalities came in, I don't know, but like you said, the Kevin one we find out had to be very, very early on, because he said he was 3. And his mother was yelling at him about keeping things clean.
Right.
And that's when that personality kind of came out, the clean freak.
Right.
germaphobe OCD motherfucker.
Right. Which is, well, no, that's Dennis. Kevin, I think, is the main person.
Right. Yeah, Dennis, that's what I meant.
Yeah. And then Dennis is, and he came out when he was, and so I think Dennis was one of the
earliest ones.
Yeah, early on the
3
computer.
years old.
I did think it was funny in hindsight, after watching the movie, and then you get the twist, you realize it's a universe that kind of stole something from Batman vs Superman, where she goes to the computer and there's all the personalities and she's opening the different videos.
So it's all the future sequels.
yeah, exactly. So I thought that was perfect, but yeah, one of the things that I liked about all the different personalities, and it's something kind of what you touched on earlier, as far as how powerful the mind is, and how they all have different strengths to them. They all have different weaknesses. There's the one person who has diabetes, and I think it's she is sitting at the computer, and she's like, I don't understand why the rest of these people, I'm the only one who has diabetes, or I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And
it was diabetes because he had to do an insulin shot.
Yeah. So she's like, oh, and everyone just thinks that we're making this up. And then they kind of, there's a lot of parts where they touch on things like that. They talk about the one woman, I think it was like in Germany or another country, that she was blind, but then all of her personalities could see.
So it healed her retinas.
Yeah. So it was really interesting, kind of gets you thinking, and ultimately the way I interpret it is the Beast is the one who can actually tap into most of the brain and the body.
And influence the body to grow to a massive size and stuff like that. I mean, there was this talk about Kevin watching his parents, his dad go away on a train or something like that. So I mean, that could have been the point when 2014, when he kind of lost track of where he was and stuff like that.
Right.
So kind of piecing this together, this is definitely a movie you want to watch numerous times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because to kind of piece some of these things together, make sure you follow this guy's personalities and how it all ends up. But it's pretty cool. I love the psychiatrist woman, the woman that
she did a phenomenal job.
I thought she did a good job. She never just like ultimately freaked out on him like I kind of was expecting. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you did this.
Right.
She still kept to the very bitter end, like trying to tell him like, you need to do this, you need to do that. We can help you and stuff like that. I thought that was good. She didn't just freak out like I thought she would.
Yeah. Well, even when she sees the girl, she doesn't freak out like you said in like a horror movie type thing. She breaks down crying because she's like, this is wrong, and I can't let you do this. But she knows that he's a good person ultimately, and she even has the one. It was a really good scene where she's talking about that I don't have a traditional family. My patients are my family, and I care about you just like that, and really good connections with him, and how much she wants to know and learn about the different characters. And I hated Dennis early on. You kind of, they condition you that way.
Right.
But when she's sitting talking and like learning about Dennis, and she's like, oh, I'm pleased to meet you. And she's really open and wants to learn. And she kind of knows that there's something, he's the one who likes to watch young girls undress.
Right.
And she knows there's something there, but she's kind of looking past that and trying to really delve into this guy and help him and, reach his full potential.
And you kind of get a little bit of a backstory on him being, how he was conceived, how his personality was brought about was in a pretty traumatic fashion. And the whole backstory of this character, like a lot of things were just kind of untold, and I wanted more, but I still, what we got was good enough for the most part, because I really want to know, like, how did half these fucking personalities become what they were?
Yeah, that's what I was disappointed with.
What's the point of the child one? I was trying to figure that one out. Like, what was the point of being a 9-year-old kid? Like, is it an innocence thing? Trying to be naive and innocence and all this other stuff.
And when did it come out? And why? Yeah,
maybe when he was older. I want to be 9 again.
Yeah. It could be.
Maybe.
But going back to they all have different strengths and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool that he's trying to push open the door. When the one chick is like breaking open the ceiling. Yeah. And he's trying to push open the door and he can't. Because he's 9, and so he's pushing it, and then all of a sudden when he switches to Dennis, boom, he just pushes them like nothing. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool how they each kind of have their different things to them. So
the personalities, the switch, the woman personality was kind of threw me off a little bit because I wasn't sure if it was the same woman personality when he was just wearing the blanket over her shoulders and stuff like that when he was the woman personality.
Yeah.
Because first it had the red dress on.
Right.
And then I guess throughout the rest of the movie, it's whenever it had the little poncho thing on or something like that.
Right.
Because I was like trying to figure out, like, is this a different personality? Because it's making the sandwich and it's all calm and talking nice, and like it's not straight. And like,
Right.
And then like,
yeah, and,
like, holy
and
fuck.
which I think it was Dennis that we find out is the OCD one.
Yeah, it sounds
I'm
like they're
pretty
all
sure
OCD.
Yeah, it could be, or maybe that's when he was kind of stepping in there
Yeah.
a little bit. So, and well, the other thing, talk about questions raised. They don't really elaborate why the Hedwig kid, the 9-year-old, because he mentions at one point where he says, "I can come to the light whenever I want." Well, why?
Yeah,
Why are you the only one? And then all of a sudden they realize that the other personalities do, and they manipulate him and say, okay, now, so anytime you take the light, then we can take it from you.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because when she's watching that computer, that nice email shit set up or whatever,
Yeah.
all the video, the vlogs and stuff
Right.
that had the Barry character, the Barry personality anyway, is talking about how he feels like the light's being stolen from him and he doesn't understand how. But he doesn't want to tell the psychiatrist woman about it because, she's such a nice lady and stuff like that. But
Right.
he feels like the control is being taken away from him, and he doesn't know how or what's going on. And I thought that was fucking crazy. I was like, okay, so what does that mean? Does that mean that it could just be controlled by anybody? Like, how do you steal this light? Because that's what they're describing it as. Whatever personality is in the front is in the light.
Yeah.
So it's described as everybody's in chairs. So
Yes.
think of a huge, terrible game of Duck, Duck, Goose.
Or musical chairs.
Or musical chairs, yeah, whatever. Because they're in chairs. That makes more sense.
Yes.
And dun 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 dun.
And I'm in the light.
Yeah, kick the chair out from underneath them.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty cool. And so then we have this distinct 24th personality, which is the beast. And it's like, oh, this can't be part of you. And apparently, no, it is part of the memory. It is there.
Right.
And I think what they're trying to imply, that it was made out of some desperation of like him losing his parents or something to that effect. His dad apparently just taking off. I think that's what they were trying to imply by that he needed this super strong person to withstand all this, to take care of everybody.
Yeah. To take care of all the personalities.
Right.
And the other, it sounded like the other personalities were afraid of this beast. And so they tried to like hold him down.
Well, I think what it was is they were skeptical. They didn't think it existed.
The other personalities?
The other personalities.
Okay.
I didn't think they were skeptical of what it could do in its existence. And that's why they were trying to save, that's why they were coming in. It was only the two personalities, conspirating against what's going on and trying to do this. It was the female and Dennis personalities that were doing it. And I guess in some extent the Hedwig.
Hedwig.
He was, because he controlled the light. So
I didn't quite understand the point of feeding off the young, innocent girls. I thought that was kind of a weird addition, I guess, to this movie. I thought that was kind of unique. It kind of served a purpose, but why is he the only one like that has to feed off of these? And that's what led me to think, this has to be like a demon or a wolf or something. And then when you're talking about just a super being, essentially, that's what he is. Why is that the case? Like, that just seems really weird to me, that he feeds that way. And
right, because then later on the female personality was like, oh, we're gonna need more next time. We're gonna need like 12 or 15 innocent or not innocent, unworthy or whatever it was, unpure. Yeah, it was the terminal. Unpure women. Like, why? What does this give him? I'm hoping anyway. I'm not gonna say sure, because every time I say sure, it never happens.
Yeah.
But possibly we'll probably get deeper into what he needs, why he needs these unpure essence or something like that.
Yeah,
to maybe eliminate something, or maybe it just gives him more control over the light. Maybe gives that personality the control over the light. And as we see at the end, after there is no real, I mean, I guess there is kind of a happy ending to this, but ultimately James McAvoy's character, Kevin, whatever you want to call him, all the different personalities, he just escapes. He gets hit twice with a buckshot. Or not buckshot, with a shotgun, because buckshot's a lot different than that. Buckshot would have dropped his ass.
Take notes, Bruce Willis.
but he gets hit, and then he sees that the woman has a lot of scars. The main
it's Casey Cook.
Casey Cook.
Yes.
Then he sees that Casey Cook has a lot of scars over her. And that was kind of the weird thing for me, was some of the flashbacks that she had. we're watching these flashbacks, and you can see she has a great childhood with her dad. She just gets along. It's like the most like one of the happiest childhoods you could possibly have.
Yeah, he's teaching her a lot about hunting, and even makes some jokes. When they're talking about like the doe versus the buck.
Yeah,
and hunting.
Women are smarter, just like like for us and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, just like humans or something like
Boys
that.
Boys are noisy.
Yeah, right.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So just a really strong bond. Between the two of them.
Yeah, it was great. It was kind of cool seeing that. I'm like, okay, well, at first I was like, where are they trying to go with this?
Right.
Because I was like, you're showing these moments where she's truly happy and stuff, and I thought maybe that's what they were trying to do because she's in a really dire situation. Mm-hmm. So her flashbacks and her dreams or whatever they are to think about happy places.
Yeah, well, I thought it was at first kind of building, because immediately you find out, okay, they're hunters. So I was like, okay, maybe this is showing how she's strong and kind of unique and different from these other girls. So she's going to be able to help them escape.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's kind of the way I was looking at it.
Oh, okay. I thought she was going to her happy place.
Yeah, that works too.
I think two different interpretations of things. Ultimately we can kind of know where it goes with later on.
Right.
This uncle, I don't know how he's an uncle, because I'm not sure if it's like an uncle-in-law, because I know casting doesn't have to be great, but
he looks nothing like that.
That's like the size difference, the hair, right. Everything is just like completely different. So I'm not quite sure how exactly he's an uncle. But whatever. Maybe half uncle. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a half steply. But he seemed like a cool guy at first, but then they have him turn into a total creep.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I actually kind of like how they did this, because it didn't go totally, well, it was creepy, but it didn't exploit things in a way. I like how it was kind of left up to your imagination.
Yes. Well,
which makes you feel like a creep.
Yeah, absolutely. The entire movie was like that.
Right.
So I thought it was really done, really well done that way. Yeah.
I didn't need to see a kid getting undressed, some shit like that and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of good. They kind of just left you up to it. But I was just kind of curious, though, when she has as a kid, she has the memory of pointing the shotgun towards him, like she's about to blow his ass away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn, that was a fucking from A to Z. Like, that was one hell of a jump,
Yeah.
Things escalated quickly.
Yeah, she pretty much had enough at that point.
And I was trying to figure out exactly like the time period between that and when her dad apparently passed away from a heart attack.
Right.
Which I thought was, again, you think the fat guy would have had the heart attack.
Right? Yeah, not the skinny dude.
Not the skinny dude that's just apparently must be eating raw fucking deer meat or something.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought that was a little random-ish, and then apparently he's taking care of her, and obviously he's done some physical and emotional damage to her, and that's what makes her tough throughout what's happening to them when they're captured.
Yeah.
She knows she's been in this predicament before. She knows what it feels like. So she's able to be pretty level-headed compared to the other two.
Yeah, which eventually it kind of ties back into the pretty much at the very beginning of the movie when they first get captured, and Dennis he grabs the one girl, wants her to dance for him, and she's like running, and all of a sudden Casey grabs onto her and says, "Pee on yourself." And she knows, and it was at first you're kind of like, okay, like, why do you know that? Well, eventually you find out why. That's how she can avoid from her, being taken advantage of or whatever.
It happens.
So peeing on yourself.
Yes. Some of us might have been in a golden shower. So. On accident, not on purpose. But it was a visual into her personality. Yeah. I thought it built her character well. I remember when I originally saw old reviews, non-spoiler reviews of this, they were talking about how those flashbacks kind of took you out of the place. And I'm like, yeah, they might have at first, but it really explains a lot.
It does, yeah.
I think they were necessary to explain why this happened and why she was acting the way she was.
Yeah, had her personality.
Yeah. I thought they were necessary. They might have been a little out of place, but I still thought they functioned to what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And the unpure or pure woman, I'm not quite sure, because she was physically, emotionally damaged in her past. She's from what the beast considers anyway, she's evolved past what a human being could be.
Yeah.
So I guess that physical trauma brings a evolution type.
Right. Yeah. To
scenario.
him, and they actually paint that picture really well, because if you look at the two girls who are panicking and they think they're smart, you know, and the one blonde says, "Oh, well, I took karate or whatever," and you know,
Kempo.
Kempo. And so they think that they're the strong ones, the more evolved, but yet she's gone through a lot, so she can stay level-headed in this, and she could try to manipulate Hedwig a little bit, you know, and take a different approach to it. So they painted that picture really well throughout the entire movie, and then you get to the end where he notices the scars, the Beast does, and you know, and he's like, okay, well, consider this, what does he say, a victory or something,
right? Yeah.
It's something along those lines, and then he takes off, and you know, and she just sits there,
right,
kind of thing. So yeah, I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, the ending again with the twist, they're describing him. I actually didn't get to hear what their supervillain name was for him. I kind of missed it because it was on the TV or something like that, and they gave him a name. They gave
the Beast guy?
Yeah.
They
gave him
I missed
a name.
that too.
They gave him a name, and I couldn't quite hear what it was. And but that's when the girl at the diner is like, oh, giving them names, just like they did. What was that one weird guy in the wheelchair from 15 years ago?
Right.
And then Bruce Willis's character pops out and says, Mr. Glass.
Yeah, and she goes, yeah, that's it. And then she leaves.
Thanks.
Totally random.
Thanks, stranger.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was awesome. I was kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't piece that together right away. I was like, okay, so randomly Bruce Willis has a cameo in this.
Right.
Mr. Glass sounds really familiar. Like, what the fuck is that from? And it took me a little while to actually go to my good friend Google, MrGoogle.com, and Google it. And I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I not piece that together? And then it just made me love this movie even more.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
I unfortunately I knew about that beforehand.
Yeah.
Because of some people's thumbnails saying, how does Unbreakable tie into Split?
Yeah.
Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you, dipshit. I should find that guy's video.
Seriously.
Thumbs down.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, fuck you, asshole.
Mic drop.
But overall, I think this movie was really well done. I'm definitely going to watch it again to kind of fill in some more gaps. I think it was really worth the watch, and I think it was really worth the buy. And I'm actually kind of surprised this movie didn't get a little bit more praise than I heard.
Yeah.
I heard some good praise for it, but the fact that it's only 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think actually shows that a lot of the negatives were probably more towards M. Night Shyamalan as a director himself, more than the movie. Yeah. I think people are just doing their best not to give this guy any credit for anything that he does, because everybody's
sounds familiar.
It's the cool thing. Yeah. It sounds like the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, is to shit on certain directors for their choice in style.
Yeah.
And M. Night Shyamalan, more than anything, you know, deserved it for a while there. I mean, The Happening.
Yeah. For
The
sure.
Happening, The Last Airbender. I never saw After Earth, but, you know, people say it's terrible. So
yeah.
I'll agree with him on that one for shits and giggles. But yeah, definitely they shit on him more for him for being him than it was. If it was any other director's name tied to this thing, it probably would be sitting at like a 90 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
We're gonna give our scores for this movie, so go ahead and give your score for this movie.
So I give it a 3.6 marks out of 5.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I was kind of like bouncing back and forth. There was a lot more that I wanted from this. The 2 hours was probably right where it should have been. Right. So if they would have delved a little bit more, and maybe that's wrong of me to kind of knock it down a little bit for wanting more out of a movie. You know, usually that's a good thing, but there were certain parts in it where I was like, okay, it was a phenomenal movie. Really liked it. But if I were to compare it to Unbreakable, I would say that was probably like a 4.1, 4.2. Spoilers for when we do that review.
Good job. No, we don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. So I was kind of trying to compare it to that and where this would align with it. So
okay, I'm gonna give it 4 marks out of 5.
All right.
I really like this movie, and it had that little thing in it with the mind, what the mind can do to your body, and I'm really into that stuff. I've done a little research on things like that, on what the mind can actually do. You know, I know Lucy wasn't accurate or anything like that, but you know, they were talking about, oh, you can unlock 10%, 20%, 50%, whatever in that movie, right. Lucy and stuff like that, of your mind's potential and what it can really do. They went really extreme with that one where she's stopping time and shit like that.
Right.
All that crap. Spoiler if you haven't seen Lucy.
Damn it. No.
I'm just spoiling the fuck out of everything. I really, the mind's potential and the unlocking of the mind's potential is a really fascinating thing for me.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the fact that they took it to a point where like this guy can completely change his physical appearance, not completely, but change it and adapt and adjust things in his body almost like an evolutionary type thing, is, I think, fascinating. And the fact that he got a little bit bigger and it wasn't ridiculous. I didn't think it was ridiculous. I really thought he was going to have like fucking dog teeth.
Me too.
And
I was dreading that.
and which, you know, regular human teeth doesn't quite work for what he was munching on her. But anyway.
Yeah, I think his teeth did get a little bit sharper because there's that one image where he's pulling apart the bars. And I think, but that would be kind of weird if his teeth all of a sudden changed too. I mean, I guess that's a possibility. I don't know. But yeah.
Be like Electrode.
Right.
You know how the gap in his tooth got fixed all of a sudden?
Right.
That's awesome job, Sony. I'm glad electricity fixes the gap in her teeth.
Yeah, that makes
so anybody
sense.
with gap in your teeth, just fucking electroshock your ass.
Damn it, I should have done that before. Probably would have been cheaper than braces.
And the pain only lasts one day.
Yeah, exactly.
It may have some burn marks. But I that idea is fascinating to me. And the fact that they even pushed the psychiatrist to have like this conference and talking about how the woman, like we were talking about before, she was blind, but her other personalities could see, and it just fixed her eyes. I mean, that to me, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, even your brother kind of has a, I mean, it wasn't really a mind thing, but you know, he was deaf in one ear for a little bit there.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
boop. Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
he's better. So maybe he's a different person now. Dun, dun, dun.
Could be. He's a lot bigger and stronger.
Holy shit. We found him.
Yes, the beast. Oh, fuck.
He is a beast. Fucker's huge. But, you know, just weird things like that sometimes the body or the mind could just kind of fix itself without no one trying. Like, I don't think he was trying, right?
No.
Nothing was happening. And it just fixed itself like years later.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking insane to me that could just happen. And it's just like, it's like if you wore glasses when you're a kid and all of a sudden your eyes are getting better as you get older. Like, it just...
Yeah, which they say happens.
Yeah.
There's allergies that you know people will have as a kid. My cousin is a good example. He had a ton of allergies like grass and tomatoes and just weird shit as a kid, and you grow out of those. You know, so the body is evolving and changing constantly. And just imagine if your mind can tap into that potential.
Right.
You know, it's really well done.
So those type of things right there alone, those are fascinating to me. So that's why this movie, because it had that, and then it had the cool, you know, nice little supervillain type moment there at the end, and just eating their stomachs and stuff. that was kind of funny though. That like, she thinks the one girl's safe. Like, all right, let's go, and she just dragged it right back.
Right. Yeah.
It was like, oh shit.
All right.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
And just the simplicity, it wasn't over the top. That was the thing, you know? When he's opening the door after she locks it, when he's eating the chick, like, it's not like he just, kicks it open and it blows off the hinges and explodes and stuff. No, it was just a good push and it's just bending the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't like when he grabbed the bars, it wasn't like he just
perfect.
fucking, there was some struggle, but he did it.
Yeah. Well, and he's like gritting his teeth.
And it was like, it did have... You know, you could almost believe that. You could believe the Bruce Willis character from Unbreakable.
Yeah, I was going to say
you
that.
You could believe this character for the most part. The crawling on the ceiling thing is a little weird.
And eating the girls, which I think is also what kind of knocked it down. They left that wide open as far as why the hell.
Yeah, they did.
Eating them up. but why? I just didn't get the point of that. It was really weird. I guess to capture
sacrifices.
I guess it was just weird.
Every
really
beast
weird
needs a sacrifice, man. King Kong. And...
Fuck, I guess. Yeah. So, but going back to tying into Unbreakable, one of my favorite scenes of that movie is when he's lifting the weights. And his son is just adding things to it. And it's not like he's just powering through it. He's struggling through each thing, but he's like, fuck, I'm still...
But he's getting stronger and
yeah,
stronger.
I'm still going. Add some paint cans and, you know, all sorts of stuff. And that's it was a perfect tie-in to this, you know, like you said, with bending the bars.
Right.
He did it. He's gritting his teeth. It's a great image. And he's pulling them apart. And it, like you said, it wasn't, I'm super strong. I'm going to come after you. Yeah. You know, he's slowly doing it, but he did it. And it was really well done.
Yeah, I really like this movie. For some reason, if you made it to the end of this spoiler edition and you have not seen it, go see it.
Yeah, exactly.
and watch Unbreakable before you watch this. Just watch Unbreakable and then watch this. And now you got a 2-part matinee.
Yep, absolutely.
You can definitely watch it. And I mean, they're not completely tied in. Literally only like a minute ties into the movie.
Right.
But other than that.
But there's certain things, you know, that kind of the feel and stuff. And it gives you an idea. Yeah, it gives you an idea of how they can move forward from this. And I think we are going to do a review of Unbreakable.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. We are up at 29 subscribers.
Woo!
Holy fuck, kids.
Yeah. We are on our way.
Up, up, and away. Okay, we're going to crash. Yeah. Boop. So we got to, we put up some kind of, we're going to probably start doing this a little bit more. Maybe we'll start doing some highlights of what comes from our podcasts from now on. That'll seem to do a little bit better than putting the full podcast on there.
Right.
We might put the full podcast, I don't know. But
Yeah.
the highlight segment seemed to do fairly well. We had our Superman rant. We have our Rotten Tomatoes part 2.
Yes.
Up there, and a lot of the people on our Superman rant are giving us thumbs downs, but not explaining why, you pussies.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Come
you're
on.
we even ask, we beg, just put it in the comments. Like, I don't understand why people are just so willing to put a thumbs down on something, but not say why.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So make sure when you find that one guy's video who ruined it for you that you thumbs down and comment.
Yeah, I will
Hey,
definitely.
jackass, you ruined this for me.
You asshole. You couldn't wait till it came out on DVD
Yeah.
or digital download or whatever people buy these days.
Yeah, Blu-ray.
I was
Who
digital
knows?
download, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, just if you guys we want to know. I don't know why people can't have a conversation.
Yeah.
We will ultimately always have a conversation for the most part with people on what's going on. I want to know why Superman is mopey. Why is he mopey to people?
Yeah.
Why is thinking about our existence mopey?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That was the question.
Exactly.
I guess I should have put that up there. 5-second video of me saying that. Maybe that would have got more
Thumbs
hits.
down, thumbs down, thumbs down. What?
Video's too long.
Yeah. Probably.
But, again, check out our YouTube page at Comic Movie Marks.
Yes, you can also follow us on all social media. We are over 750 followers on Instagram. So,
Climbing.
oh yeah, so thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If I didn't say that already, probably
And not
did, but-
climbing.
Yeah, some of the okay. So I'm a quick rant on fucking Facebook. So
Yeah.
we started getting a lot of shares. We had like 15 something shares on. I think it was the Superman rant, or something. One of our posts. No, it wasn't Superman rant. Fuck, what was it?
Krypton?
Yeah, it was Krypton.
The Krypton
Yeah,
trailer?
yeah, it was the Krypton trailer. Thank you. I knew it was Superman related. So we had like 15 something shares. So somehow we went out there. We had a couple comments. It was just people tagging other people. But I was like, holy shit. We added 4 followers. So it was
4 whole followers.
4 whole fucking followers, but it was sitting at 11 for fucking ever. So we're at 15 now. Woo! We're moving up.
Not even our family likes us.
Yeah, exactly. But so I was like, oh wow. So somehow this made its way through the cracks, and we're starting to see something, and fucking Facebook flags it as copyright, so that's gone. But Instagram, which is owned by fucking Facebook, no problems at all. So fuck you, Facebook, you bastards. We finally get something, finally get some sort of traction, and they fucking pull it down. Ah, I hate you. And our fucking 15 followers too.
You hate our 15 followers?
We're not following us on other shit. They might, who knows?
Probably not.
Probably not.
They probably forgot about this one already.
Yeah.
They're like, all this shit sucks. Fuck you. Copyright the one video I liked and
Yeah.
you fucking remove it, you
Yes.
assholes.
Seriously. I like how our followers are like from the South, uneducated Southern people.
Damn,
All of
who
a
else
sudden,
listens to this trailer trash shit?
that's true.
Yeah, it's the people that make sense at this point. I've looked at the statistics. I know where our people are coming from.
Yeah, a lot from California.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of California. Some Texas, Florida.
Yep.
Yeehaw! Ride 'em Gator. Anyway, make sure you check us out on iTunes or in the Google Play Store. If you go to the Google Play Store and type in Podcast Republic, that brings up a beautiful app called Podcast Republic.
Yeah.
And then you can download it, and it plays Comic Movie Mark apps.
Yes, absolutely. And be sure to rate us on iTunes. I think you can rate us on
Yeah, sort of.
Podcast Republic, maybe.
You can comment.
Yeah, you can go on our website and
you can email us.
leave comments on there as well. But ratings help us. Comments, as Matt was saying about the people who are thumbs downing our video. Why? Do you disagree disagree
Just
with
tell
it?
us.
Is it a
Just tell
shitty
us.
video? Like
Our next podcast is going to be a whole rebuttal on our Superman rant.
yeah, it will be.
And so there's your fucking preview for next week's episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Looking forward to it.
some snooty tooty Marvel fucker and he's like, oh, you guys are wrong. Let me tell you why. Doctor Strange was so great because he made comments about Shakira or
And Iron Man
Beyonce
3.
or whatever. That's good movie shit right there. I don't know why Nick sounds like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we probably sound like that to Nick.
Oh
man.
In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.